The NFL playoffs are almost here, and Lions fans have been asking me for a week or two now about this former Pro Bowler and whether or not he could wind up with the Lions. Let's talk about it. Hi, this is Mike Payton from A to Z Sports Detroit. Today we're going to talk about Yannick Ngakoue potentially being a Detroit Lions player. Now, the Lions have been going through a lot of injuries. There is no doubt about that. It has been something that is nonstop talk about it. Joe Buck on Monday Night Football just a few days ago said Lions fans are probably getting sick of talking about this or hearing about this, and he's absolutely right. They are, and I am. And everyone is tired of talking about the injuries, but it is a real problem, and the playoffs are right around the corner, and the Lions could use some pass rush, and there just became a guy who just became available, former Pro Bowler, Yannick Ngakoue. The Patriots just released him, and now Lions fans are wondering, well, hey, is there a spot for him even on the practice squad? And here is what we have to say. I can understand right off the bat, Ngakoue at one point in time was a really great player. This is a guy who had at least 8 sacks in 8 of the 10 seasons that he's been in the NFL. He's mentioned that he was a Pro Bowler. He led the league in forced fumbles at one point in time. Really solid player for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Had a bad breakup with that team. It was a very public thing with Tony Khan and Shad Khan, and AEW had nothing to do with it. You'll understand that if you're a wrestling fan. But anyways, it was a bad breakup, very public, all over Twitter. Since then, Ngakoue's been with 7 different teams in 6 years. The Jaguars, the Vikings, the Ravens, the Raiders, the Patriots, the Indianapolis Colts, and the Chicago Bears. All those teams had him on their roster at one point in time, and none of them chose to bring him back. I mean, obviously, he has another stint with the Ravens. Part of that was this year, practice squad type thing. I wouldn't really count that as them bringing him back since his first year with the Ravens was in 2020. Why does this keep happening? Why does this guy keep going different places and these teams don't bring him back? You know, we mentioned the Raiders. He had 10 sacks that season. The Raiders didn't bring him back the next year. He had good showings with the Colts and the 9.5 sacks with them the next year. Didn't bring him back. There's something about Ngakoue, and I wonder if it is the whole public breakup with the Jaguars, if that kind of soured teams on him, or if he is some sort of a locker room guy that is a problem. You know, we hear that sort of term thrown around all the time, and it usually doesn't mean anything, but maybe it does for him. So I don't know what it is. It's just very strange that this guy, after all these years, cannot just stick somewhere. So this year he's played for 2 different teams, the Patriots and the Ravens, 11 games, 1.5 sacks. He's not the same Ngakoue that he was even 2 years ago. So I could see why the Patriots just last week decided to let him go. There's an idea that you could maybe throw him on the practice squad, but I just don't think that this is a guy, even while it be a super short period, he just does not seem like a Lions fit. And for that reason, I think you need to go away from him. And let me mark Cuban it actually. For that reason, I'm out. Yeah, I think that this would not be the great move for the Lions, and I think the Lions would be best to just stay as far away from him as possible. Anyways, we will talk to you guys next time.